Welcome to our today's lecture of the course Formal Language and Automata Theory. So in this lecture, we are going to discuss about regular grammars. So one of the topic related to type 3 of Chomsky hierarchy of formal languages. So you can recall once the Chomsky hierarchy of formal languages. So we have four types of formal languages named as type 0, type 1, type 2, type 3. So every type having its associated language, then its associated grammar, then its acceptor or recognizer or abstract model. So as for type 3, till now what we discussed, you can recall once. So in type 3 of Chomsky hierarchy, here you can see type 3. So its language is called as regular language. Regular language. Then its acceptor is called as finite automata. Finite automata. Then its grammar. So the type 3 grammar is called as regular grammar. Now you can recall what are the topics we covered till now. See, we discussed about regular language, means in second unit regular expressions, regular sets. So that is related to regular language. Then acceptor. So in first unit, we discussed about finite automata, various types of finite automaton, then conversion of one type of finite automaton to another type, then a regular expression to finite automata to regular expression, then minimization of finite automata, then equivalence of two finite automatons. So various topics we covered. Now the other leftover topic is regular grammar. So which is a type 3 grammar. So actually in our curriculum, they did not mention about this grammar. So anyway, we will give the overview. So now in this lecture, in regular grammar, we are going to cover the following topics. First, we will see definition of a formal grammar. We already discussed what is a grammar. With that, how to define a regular grammar. Then there are two variations in regular grammar. So one is left linear and right linear. How to define these two. Then by using these two, finally, how to define a regular grammar. Then we will see the relationship or equivalence between the regular grammars and finite automata. Then we will see some examples also. Now let us see. First, you can recall the definition of formal grammar or simply a grammar. This we already covered in our earlier lectures. Even the basics of automata theory also we discussed about the definition of a grammar or formal grammar. So a grammar or a formal grammar G is a four tuple denoted by G equal to V, comma T, comma S, comma P. These are all the four tuples. So any grammar, the tuple definition is same. Only the difference between grammar to grammar is the production rules are changed. Remaining all tuples are same. Where V is set of variables, also called as non-terminals, whereas T is set of terminal symbols, whereas S is start variable, which is belongs to V, that is S belongs to V. Then whereas P is a set of productions, P is set of productions. So the production rules of a grammar is denoted by which is a mapping. So P is mapping from alpha to beta. So the mapping can be defined using this production P. So alpha derives beta. So here arrow denotes derives. So left side of that arrow alpha, that is left hand side, then right side of that arrow, that is right hand side. So now this arrow, now we'll call it as equal. So before equal, that is left hand side, we'll call it as left hand side of the production. Then whereas right side of equal, we'll call it as right hand side of the production. Now what left hand side contains? Then what right hand side contains? The production rules. See, left hand side alpha is defined as alpha is combination of either variables or terminals by repeating once or several times excluding null. So here positive closure means excluding, that is minus null. So left hand side it does not contains null, but it contains combination of either a variable or a terminal or combination of both also. Whereas right hand side beta belongs to V union T closure, that is star closure. Here star closure means it includes null. That is the difference between positive closure and star closure. So positive closure means it excludes null, whereas star closure means it includes null. So right hand side it includes either variables or terminals including null also. So these are all the production rules of left hand side and right hand side. So that is normal grammar. Now how to define a regular grammar? A regular grammar is defined from a formal grammar or a normal grammar by using the two variations of regular grammar. So the first one is right linear grammar, the second one is left linear grammar. Now how to define right linear and left linear? First we will see. A grammar G equal to VTSV, same four tuples, is right linear. So when you can say a grammar is right linear, if each production has one of the following three forms. So in right linear grammar, these are all the production rules. So all the productions are any one of the following three forms. So the first one is A derives CB. So here you can see here capital A and B belongs to variables and C belongs to terminal, that is a lowercase letter. Then second production A derives small c. So again C belongs to terminal. Then third one A derives null. So null is there is epsilon, there is null string, null production. Epsilon or we will use sometimes use lambda also. So any production is any one of the following three forms, then we can say that grammar is said to be right linear grammar. So here you can observe left hand side of each and every production. It start with a single variable. See here it start with A. Here it start with A. Here it start with a single variable. That means it contains only, suppose you can take alpha derives beta, where alpha belongs to V. That means left hand side it contains only a single variable. Then right hand side you can see, right hand side it is combination of a terminal followed by a variable. See, variable will be placed after terminal. So right hand side of the terminal. Then or a single terminal or a string of terminals or null, that is epsilon or lambda. So here A comma B belongs to B. Even A equal to B is also allowed. Here left hand side A, then right hand side B. And C belongs to T. So here you can observe when you can say the grammar is right linear means every production of the grammar is any one of the following three forms. So all these three productions you can observe left hand side, it has a single variable, all three cases. Right hand side, it has the following three combinations. The first one is a terminal followed by a variable or a terminal or string of terminals or a null, that is epsilon or lambda. And you can see the right linear grammar major condition is a variable that occurred right side of the terminal. Here you can see this is C is terminal. Now B is a variable V. So right side of the terminal, a variable is occurred. Then that is called as right linear grammar. Whereas left linear grammar is also same. All the three rules. The only difference is the variable occurred left side of the terminal. Then that grammar is called as left linear grammar. Remaining all other rules are same. So based on the position of the variable in the right hand side, after the terminal a variable is placed, then you can say that grammar is said to be right linear grammar. Now let us see left linear grammar. Now a grammar G same equal to VTSP is said to be left linear grammar if each production has one of the following three forms. Here you can see. So same as previous one. The only difference is the first rule. A derives variable B terminal C. Here you can see variable is occurred left hand side of the terminal. That is the only difference. Remaining two rules are same as right linear grammar. The second rule is A derives a terminal, single terminal or string of terminal. Then third rule, A derives a null, that is epsilon or lambda. The only difference is here the variable B is occurred occurred in the left hand side of terminal C. So in the right hand side of the production. So that is the only difference. So then you can say that grammar is said to be left linear grammar. So now here also A comma B belongs to the variables B. Here also A equal to B is also allowed, whereas C is a terminal which is belongs to T. So the only difference is based on the first production in both the right linear and left linear. Position of the variable will be the right hand side of a terminal. Then we can say that is right linear grammar. Then the position of the variable will be left hand side of the terminal. Then that is called as left linear grammar. So now from a grammar, how to define a right linear grammar and how to define a left linear grammar by seeing these definitions and these rules. So we are able to know now what is right linear grammar and what is left linear grammar. Now we can see by using these two types of grammars, now we will define what is a regular grammar. So now a right linear or left linear grammar is called a regular grammar. So now what is a regular grammar? A regular grammar is either a right linear grammar or left linear grammar. So is called a regular grammar. If any one condition satisfies whether right linear condition or left linear condition, then the grammar is said to be regular grammar. So now let us see some examples. Now by seeing these examples, you can test which is right linear, which is left linear. Then finally whether it is regular or not. Now example one you can see here. First we have the production S derives 0A. Now A derives 10A or epsilon. So here you can see here you can identify the notations. The grammar definition is VTSP. So here V variables are all uppercase letters in the productions. We will call it as variables. The first production must start with a starting variable. So left hand side, so yes, you can write in the same order. So yes and A. Only two variables are there. Here yes, A, again A. All the productions are combination of two uppercase letters. These are all the variables. Whereas terminals are all lowercase letters. Lowercase letters means 0 to small a to small z, or digits 0 to 9, or some operators also you can consider as terminals. Now here 0 is there, 1 is there, again 1 0 combination. So therefore this is combination of 0 1. These are all the terminals. Now whereas s is the starting variable. So in the first one itself is nothing but starting variable, which is belongs to b. Now productions p. Here this is production 1 p1. This is production 2 p2. So now this is a grammar. Now you can check whether it is right linear or left linear. So here we mentioned which is a right linear grammar. How it is a right linear grammar? You can see each and every production. The right linear grammar conditions are so any one of the following three forms of right linear grammar productions. The first one is here you can see variable is occurred or placed right side of a terminal. So here you can see the first production S derives 0A. So 0 is terminal. Now A is variable. So now you can see variable is occurred right side of terminal. So therefore it is satisfying the condition of right linear grammar. So therefore this is right linear grammar. Now left hand side, it start with a single variable. Yes, it start with a single variable. Now first production satisfying the condition of right linear grammar. Then coming to second production, A derives 10A or epsilon. R means this is another production. A null production is also there. So the first production you can see 10. What is 10? 1 is a terminal, 0 is again a terminal. So strings of terminals, even single terminal or strings of terminals also allowed. So after terminal or strings of terminals, a variable is occurred. So variable is occurred right side of strings of terminals. So it is satisfying. Then the third rule is it allows null also. A derives epsilon or lambda. Actually here it has two productions. A derives 10, A is one production. A derives epsilon is another production. The left hand side is start with a single variable. So therefore here also two productions are satisfying the condition of right linear grammar. Therefore finally the given grammar is right linear grammar. So in any given grammar, all productions must and should satisfy any one of the three forms of right linear grammar conditions. Then only we can say the grammar is said to be right linear. Same for left linear also. All the three conditions, I mean all productions needs to satisfy any one of the three conditions of either right linear or left linear. Now second example you can see. So now S derives S10 or 0. Nothing but here it has two production. The first one is S derives S10. Then second one S derives 0. The first production you can see left hand side start with a single variable. Then right hand side you can see variable followed by string of terminals. So this is variable. Then this is T closer string of terminals. So now here variable is occurred be left side of strings of terminals. So therefore it is satisfying the condition of left linear grammar. Then second production S derives 0. This is also one of the form of a left linear grammar. So single terminal. So here left hand side single variable. So this is also left linear grammar. So every production must and should satisfy any one of the three forms of either right linear production rules or left linear production rules. Then we can say that grammar is based on the condition satisfying, then the grammar is said to be right linear or left linear. Now here it is satisfying left linear condition. Therefore, this is left linear grammar. Here we may raise one question. So by seeing second production, S derives 0, it satisfies both the left linear and right linear condition. Then how to justify? So based on the previous production. So previous production satisfying either right linear condition or left linear condition. So based on that, you can by default you can take the above production grammar. So now the first production satisfies left linear grammar. So therefore S derives 0 also related to left linear grammar in case of single terminal or null based on the position of the variable. So if the variable is in the right hand side, that is the right linear grammar. Then the variable is the left hand side of the terminal, then that is left linear grammar. The remaining two rules, that is a single terminal or null. So based on the position of the variable, you can identify whether it is the right linear or left linear grammar. So the second example is left linear grammar. So now another example you can see. So here let us say the grammar G1 equal to, so now same as finite automaton, here also you can remember the order of the tuples. So in any given grammar, whatever the values given, by default the first value, the first set is called as V, the second set or second value is called as T, then third one is called as S, then fourth one is called as P, VTSP. You can equate to VTSP, whatever the values are, sets are given. So now here V is capital S, that is variable, single variable we have. Now terminals are A comma B, then starting variable is S only, then productions are named as P1. So now the productions are here you can see. The first production P1 given, S derives ABS or A. Here you can see AB is the string of terminals, S is the variable. Now you can see here the variable is placed in the right hand side. So right hand side of terminal. Then another production a single terminal. Therefore, based on the position of the variable only, you can identify whether it is right linear or left linear. Here, the position of the variable is towards right side of the string of terminals. Therefore, this is right linear grammar. Then second example, you can see G2. So here G2 equal to V T S P. Now here where V is S comma S1 comma S2. Three variables are there. Now terminals are A comma B. Then starting variable is S. Then productions are denoted by P2. Now P2 are given below productions. The first production is S2 derives S1AB. Then S1 derives S1AB or S2. Here you can see left hand side variable equal to same variable occurred in the right hand side. So in the definition also we mentioned A equal to B also allowed. Here you can see S1 is equal to S1. This also allowed. So now the third production S2 derives A. Now check out all these productions are in which form. The first production S2 derives S1 AB. So the variable is occurred in the left hand side. So this is left linear grammar. So left linear grammar. Now in the second production, S derives S1 AB. Again S1 occurred in the left hand side, then followed by terminal or string of terminals. So this is also left linear grammar. Then here you can see S1 derives S2. So S1 derives S2. So here single variable is there, but here you can take the terminal to the right side. Let us say assume it as null. Here t equal to epsilon. Why? Because you don't have anything. So the variable you should assume to the left hand side of the terminal, but we don't have terminal. You can assume. The reason is because the above two productions, the variable is occurred in the left hand side. S2 derives S1AB. Here also S1 derives S1AB. So two productions satisfying left linear grammar. So then whenever single variable occurred, then you can place S2 in the left hand side, right hand side. The terminal you can assume it as null. So nothing will happen. So therefore, this is also satisfying left linear grammar. Now the last production S2 derives A, we have a single terminal. So by default, all the above productions satisfying left linear grammar. So this also you can take left linear grammar. Therefore, all productions satisfying the conditions of left linear grammar. So this is left linear grammar. Now see another example. Here G equal to SAB. So now here variables are V equal to SAB. Now the terminals are A comma B. Now starting variable is S, then productions are defined by P, where P is given below. The first production is S derives A, then second production A derives AB or null, then third production B derives A, B. Here you can see capital letters SAB are the variables, then lowercase letters small b are terminals, then epsilon that is null. Now you can see the first production, it contains single variable in the right hand side, but we can't judge by seeing single variable. But see other productions. The second production you can see A derives terminal A followed by variable. So here terminal variable. So here variable is occurred in the right side. So this is called as right linear grammar. So this is right linear grammar. So whereas by default null, you can take same. But you can see the last production B derives variable will be placed on the left hand side of the terminal T. So now this is the left linear grammar. Now you can see a regular grammar means either a left linear or right linear. So both not included. Either any one only needs to satisfy. So now some productions are right linear grammar, some productions are left linear grammar. So therefore this grammar is not a regular grammar, but this is a grammar, normal grammar. But this is a not a regular grammar. So this is very important. A regular grammar is either left linear or right linear. So both won't be occurred in one grammar.